time with the Math King. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to talk about partial quotient division. Partial quotient division is just another way of dividing. I think it might even be easier for many people to do partial quotient division than it is to do long division. What you want to do is find the way that you think is best for you and try to use that way whenever possible. Let's go over a few examples of partial quotient division so you can see what it looks like as we do the problem together, okay? Now, when I do partial quotient division, I have my dividend, 396, and my divisor, 7. And I'm looking to find my quotient, my answer, and see if there's a remainder. Now, what I like to do is, or what I should do for partial quotient division, is draw an extra line down the side here. That's where I'm going to start to find my quotient. I'm going to start to find my answer there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start multiplying 7 by other numbers, putting the answer to that underneath here and subtracting until I get to a number that's less than 7. It might be 0. If I get to 0, it means I don't have a remainder. No remainder, just a quotient. If I get to a number less than 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that means I have a remainder, and that will be attached to my quotient, to my answer. Now, if you're really good at multiplying, there are some ways that you can shorten your amount of work for partial quotient division. But right now, let's just imagine that multiplying isn't our best area. And we want to keep it basic and simple whenever we can. So what I like to do is I like to say, let's start off by just trying to multiply by 1,000, 100, 10, or 1. It's easy. If I'm doing 7 times 1, we know 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 10 would be 7 times 1 is 7 and add the 0, 70. 7 times 100 is 7 times 1 and add 2 zeros, 700. And 7 times 1,000 is 7 times 1, 7, and add the 3 zeros, 7,000. Okay? So that way, all I'm doing is adding a 7 with maybe some zeros if it's by 10, by 100, or 1,000. So let's take a look at this first one now. 396 divided by 7. I start saying, can I do 7 times 1,000? Well, we said 7 times 1,000 is 7,000. That's way too big for this number. I've only got 396 here. I need it to be that number or smaller. So let's try 7 times 100. 7 times 100 is 700. Still too big. So I move down to the next one, 7 times 10. 7 times 10 is 70. 70 is less than 396. So I can use that one. So I'm going to start over here with the 10. 7 times 10 is 70. Now notice, I've got to have it lined up under the ones column here. I can't start all the way over here in the hundreds. And then what I'm going to do after I write my 70 is I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 0 equals 6. 9 minus 7 is 2. 3 minus nothing is 3. Now you might say to yourself, oh boy, we have a long way to go. We're only at 326. It moves pretty quickly, and you'll see. So now I say to myself, can I take away another 70? Yes, I can. So I'm going to add another 10 here because I'm going to do 7 times 10. 7 times 10 again is 70. Let's subtract again. 6 minus 0 equals 6. Now I get to 2 minus 7. I can't subtract 2 minus 7. The bottom is bigger than the top. When the bottom number is bigger, I have to go next door and borrow. So I cross out the 3, make it a 2, and make this 2 a 12. Now I can subtract. 12 minus 7 equals 5. Don't forget, 2 minus nothing is 2. Bring down that 2 here. So I'm down to 256. Getting closer, starting to get a little smaller. Can I take away another 70? Yes, I can. So I'm going to put another 10 over here. 7 times 10 equals 70. And subtract again. 6 minus 0 equals 6. I can't do 5 minus 7 again. The bottom is bigger, so I have to go next door. Cross out the 2, make it a 1. Make the 5 a 15. Now I can subtract. 15 minus 7 equals 8. 1 minus nothing equals 1. I'm down to 186. We're getting closer all the time. Can I take away another 70? Yes. So it's plus 10 again. 10 times 7 equals 70. Subtract. 6 minus 0 equals 6. 8 minus 7 equals 1. 1 minus nothing equals 1. Whew, we're working our way down. We're getting closer. Now, Can I take away another 70? Yes, I can. So let's put another 10 over here. 10 times 7 equals 70. Subtract. 6 minus 0 equals 6. 1 minus 7, I can't do it. So I would go next door and borrow. But when I borrow, I've already got 11 here. That's what I'm going to get when I cross out the 1, make it a 0, and put my 1 here. So I'm just going to do 11 minus 7 equals 4. Save myself a step. Now, I've got 46. That means I can't take away another 70 because 70 is bigger than 46. Now, here's what I could do. I could say, okay, well, since I can't do times 10 anymore, let me do times 1. Let me show you what would happen here. Whoops, plus 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract. I can't do 6 minus 7. So I cross out the 4, make it a 3, make the 6 a 16. Make 16 minus 7 is 9. 3 minus nothing is 3. 39. I could keep multiplying 7 times 1 and take away 7 until I get to a number less than 7. But what I want to do, if I can, if I'm pretty good with my multiplying, and I don't have to be great here, I just have to be pretty good, or even I could use a calculator or a multiplication chart. I had 46 here. I start saying to myself, 7 times what number gets me as close to 46 as I can get without going over? So let me think. 7 times 7 is 49. That's too big. Let me come down. 7 times 6 is 42. That's less than 46. So this time I'm going to multiply by 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Now when I subtract, 6 minus 2 equals 4. 4 minus 4 equals 0. You can put the 0 if you want. I choose not to. I'm left with 4. We did what we said we needed to do at the beginning. We got our number down here, less than 7. Once this is less than this, I'm done. Now, I have to figure out my quotient. Now, the way I like to do it is to try to break up my numbers between any thousands, any hundreds, any tens, and any ones. I think it makes it a little bit easier for me. So did I have any thousands? No, I didn't have any thousands. Did I have any hundreds? No. I had some tens. I'll go to the last 10, and I'm going to circle them. And then I had some ones right here. Okay, now it's pretty easy for me to figure out my answer. I just add them. 10 plus 10 is 20, and I'll just count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 plus 6 more makes 56. That goes right above my tens and ones up here. Notice the ones and the tens. Now I can't forget about this 4 down at the bottom. That was left over. So the 4 is my remainder. So I'm going to put R4 at the top. So 396 divided by 7 has a quotient of 56 remainder 4. All I did was add the numbers together that I multiplied by 7 until I got less than 7 over here. Then add them all together, 56 with the remainder 4. Now this example, I wanted to do it a little bit different. I made the dividend bigger. The dividend here was only 396. I moved it up to 621. So let's extend our line down. And let's say first, can I start? We're dividing this time. Our divisor is 5. So we need to get less than 5 at the bottom here. 0 or less than 5. 4, 3, 2, or 1. So I start. Can I multiply by 1,000? What's 5 times 1,000? It's 5,000. That's too big. How about times 100? 5 times 100 is 500. That's less than 621. So I'm going to start with 100 here. 5 times 100 is 500. And I will subtract. So when I subtract, 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 5 is 1. Nice and easy. No regrouping, no borrowing this time. Can I do another 100? 5 times 100 is 500. Nope, 500 is too big. So now I'm going to go to 10. 5 times 10 is 50. That's less than 121. So I will multiply by 10 this time. 5 times 10 equals 50. Subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. I can't do 2 minus 5. The bottom is bigger. I have to cross out and borrow. But since there's nothing left here, I've already borrowed basically. I've got 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. Now I'm down to 71. So you can see, even though this number up here, my dividend was bigger, I seem to be going down a lot faster this time. Can I do 50 again? Can I take another 50 away? Yes. So we're going to put another 10 over here. 5 times 10 equals 50. Subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 7 minus 5 is 2. I'm left with 21. I can't do another 50. 50 is too much. 21 is too small. So I could start by doing ones. You know what? This time, let's do the ones. And here we just did a 6. This time, let's say I can't figure out 5 times what will get me the right answer. So let's do ones this time. So now I'm just going to start adding ones each time. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract. Can't do 1 minus 5. Cross out the 2, make it a 1. Make this one an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 1 minus nothing is 1. Let's do another one. Plus 1 again. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bring down the 1. Let's do another one. 5 times 1 is 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. Let's do another one. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 is less than 5. I'm done. As soon as I get less than the divisor, I stop. Now, my next job is to find the quotient, find the answer. So I'm going to say, okay, do I have any thousands? No. Do I have any hundreds? Yes. Right there. Do I have any tens? Yes. Right there. Do I have any ones? Yes. Right here. So now, I've got 100 here, 10 plus 10, that makes 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. So let's put it all together. Watch how easy this is. 124. That's my quotient. 124. Don't forget about what you have left down here. You had a 1 left over. That is your remainder. Remainder 1. So 621 divided by 5 is 124, remainder 1. So even though we had a bigger quotient than we had here, we went through it quicker, and it seemed like we had less work to do. And we really could have had less work if I just, instead of doing times 1 each time, multiplied by 4 right away and said 21 minus 20. 5 times 4 is 20, and it would have left me with my 1 right there. Oh boy, we've got 1 left to do. Except this time, our divisor is a 2-digit number. Those are the ones when I was a kid always gave me the most trouble because it's hard to figure out 38 times what can go into 52 or 527. So if we use partial quotient division, we're going to make it a lot easier. Put my line down. Can I do times 1,000? Don't forget, when we do times 1,000, we add 3 zeros to the number. So 38 times 1,000 is 38,000. That's way too big. How about 38 times 100? We would add 2 zeros to 38. That's 3,800. Way too big. How about 38 times 10? 38 times 10 is adding 1 zero. 3, 8, and 0 makes 380. That is less than 527. So I can do times 10. 38 times 10 equals 380. Now I can subtract. 7 minus 0 equals 7. 2 minus 8, can't do it. The bottom's bigger. I go next door and borrow. Cross out the 5, make it a 4, make the 2 a 12. 12 minus 8 equals 4. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Look at that. I already went from 500 to 100. I'm moving pretty fast now. Now, can I do 38 times 10 again? 380? No, too much. So now, this is the time you probably want to use your times 1. because trying to figure out 38 times 3 or 38 times 6, that's really hard. So keep it simple unless you're using a calculator, then go for it. But right now I'm just going to do times 1. So I'm going to add 1 here. 38 times 1 equals 38. Subtract. I can't do 7 minus 8. The bottom is bigger. Cross out the 4. Make it a 3. Make the 7 a 17. 17 minus 8 is 9. 3 minus 3 is 0. 1 minus nothing is 1. Okay, so we're off to a good start. We're already down to 109. Can I take another 38 away? Yes, I can. So I'm going to put another 1 over here. 38 times 1 equals 38. We'll subtract that. 9 minus 8 is 1. I can't do 0 minus 3, but I can do 10 minus 3. So 10 minus 3 is 7. Now I'm down to 71. Can I take away another 38? Yes, I can. So we'll put another 1 here. 38 times 1 equals 38. Subtract. I can't do 1 minus 8. The bottom is bigger. I cross out the 7, make it a 6. Make the 1 an 11. 11 minus 8 equals 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Now, I have a big number down here, 33, but look, it's smaller than my divisor. My divisor is 38. My goal was to get to a number smaller than my divisor. 33 is smaller than 38. So guess what? We're done. This is it. This is all I had to do. Now I have to add up my numbers and put my remainder at the top. No thousands, no hundreds. I've got a 10 and some ones. 10, 11, 12, 13. My answer is 13, remainder 33. If you're having any trouble with these, stick to the simple ways to multiply. Powers of 10, right? Powers of 10 times 1,000 times 100 times 10. Those are the best ways to do it. When you get to the end, if you're good with your multiplying, like we did here, 7 times 6 is 42, and that left me with my remainder of 4, do that. If not, multiply by ones until you get to a number that's smaller than your divisor. Okay? 3 different examples here. 3 very different examples. I hope they help. If you get confused with partial quotients, long division, or anything else you're working on in math, please send me a message in Google Classroom. I'm always happy to help. Or let me know how well you're doing. If you think you've got it, if you think it's easy, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Again, I hope you're all doing well. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.